Hi, I'm Zedd Pratt. Welcome to the director's commentary for Scorched. I'm the guy who wrote it, directed it, body acted it, the whole deal. Scorched was originally a Destiny machinima that I wrote way back when the game was like just coming out, and but it didn't really work out because it doesn't really have machinima capabilities in that game, and so I just kind of threw it away and never touched it ever again. And recently, after episode 3 of Deep Air, I kind of stopped making machinima, and I just kind of got into this thing recently where I didn't want to make machinima anymore. I wanted nothing to do with it. I wanted nothing to do with the people who make it, and so... But then I got this itch to make something, and so I wrote it in like a night, and it probably took me maybe like 2 days to make it. All of the time I spent on it, and that's not like 2 days straight. It's more like, I worked on it a couple hours a night this night, a couple hours a night this night. I guess why I got the kind of the want to make something would be, I wanted to make something that was compositionally perfect, like as beautiful and as nice to look at as I could make it. Because with Delinquent Pair, my series, it's, I'm always in interiors, and I can't really plan something, compositionally nice or whatever. I mean, I'm very specific about my shots and how they flow and all that, but in terms of just I wanted to do something in a desert, and I wanted to do something with landscapes and just make it look nice, and this is the first time I'm using Film Convert on a Hill machinima, and this is kind of the result of that. I forget what film stock I'm using here. I think it's the forgive me, but it's it's Film Convert, and I'm a big fan of Film Convert. Actually, they're doing some really cool stuff, and I used either the Velv or the Pro, or it's Prov, something like that. I probably look like an idiot, but it's one of those two in the film emulations that they have. And I get the one I picked. Why I liked it so much is because it would put blues in the blacks, and so that kind of helped out the, like, I guess, color tonally with the other colors, because it's such a red, film, and such a red short film that the blues and the shadows kind of equaled it out, if you will. And all the voice acting was done in like a day and a half, because I wanted to get it done really, really quickly. I didn't want to, work on it forever, and so I just got people that I knew, or, people that were friends of mine that I knew could just, we could just get it done, and that's who I got. I also used anamorphic curvature through After Effects, and instead of like a single one, I actually used a double on it, and I could only get away with it in this project. You can notice it on the corners of the screen, or like one shot you can really notice it in is like the first shot of the character, like the first close-up of him in a sniper rifle. If you look at like the scope or whatever, it's like curved, and that's where that comes from. And I tried seeing if I can do that in interiors in this project I'm working on right now, and I can't really, so I'm back to just the one curve. And besides, like, the lens that's used in this game is like 100 or maybe like an 85, and so that in anamorphic, they're not even supposed to have a curve really anyway, and so, but it's just kind of, you work with what you get, or what you got rather. I'm really happy by the way this turned out. The only thing I'm not really happy with is I think I put too much film dust, which is like the flickering white and black dust that comes in and out. There's like a percentage frequency, and I put it to like 20 25%, I think. I should have put it to like 10 or something. I shouldn't have done that. It was like one of those things that I did like right at the end of the export that I didn't like double check to see if that's what I wanted to do, because like I think I did like a 5% to see if that was good and that was too slow or whatever, or you didn't see it enough, and I should have just checked that before I exported it, but that's what I get. Also, this is like all sound designed by me. There's not like a single Halo sound in this, which I'm really happy about. Because like, you know, it's like every footstep, it's like he's hitting the sand, or, you know, every gunshot, or, you know, I did that with Deep Air Episode 3 and like a good chunk of 2, pretty much all of 2, but I don't know, there's just something about this project that made it exciting. And also like the anamorphic, you know, there's like a blur in the corners, and that's kind of what happens when you use anamorphic lenses. It gets like less sharp on the sides, and it doesn't really make sense because you know, there's not like depth of field, so like this whole thing is shot at like, you know, f22 or whatever, but it still has blurs on the side, so it doesn't really make much sense on that, but whatever, who gives a shit. Yeah, depth of field takes too long. It would have taken too long for this project, and I like that you can see everything, and it kind of helps out because, you know, it's just sand, you know, so it's like I don't really need a depth of field because it's just all sand, and it's like it kind of blends together anyway, so fuck it, right? This last shot, I did this kind of very sneakily. You can't, I mean, maybe you can notice it, but when in Halo, when your body falls, the shadow disappears. So I had to like pause it at just the right moment for him to keep his shadow. And I don't know, I felt like that was a cool little trickery. Felt really sneaky for doing that. I don't think anyone noticed that or even, you know, thinks of that being a thing. I like the name Scorched because there's just something about putting an ED at the end of it. It like makes it funny. Like he got fucked up, but it's like it takes place, and it's like, you know, a hot place, so it's like gets scorched. I don't know, because like the original Destiny Machinima was like funny and all that, so it was like a, you know, the name went with the humor of the show, but since it's like this kind of drama-ish thing, the ED on the end makes it, I don't know, funny to me, but I don't think anyone would get that. But anyway, thank you so much for listening to the commentary, and I just really appreciate you watching my content. Take it easy.